I might take longer holidays, but I'd still live in Cairns. Greatest place on the planet, second to none.
Anybody that finds themselves bored in Cairns is definitely a boring person. There are over 600 tours that are available here at any one time. So it's certainly a very active, cosmopolitan international city.
There is speculation that there's going to be a satellite city of such right in the Edmonton region.
Rick Selpook and Janine Bowmaker are just two of the 3,000 people who make the sea change tree change to Queensland's tropical north each year. Part of a growing influx which has transformed Cairns from a regional tourist centre into a vibrant international city.
When you wake up in the morning and the sun is shining and it's 25, 26 degrees, it's pretty hard to go out with a frown on your face.
Everybody was so welcoming. I was quite relieved when I arrived how friendly everybody was in the region.
Situated 1,500 kilometres north of Brisbane and settled between tropical rainforests and the Great Barrier Reef, this piece of paradise is coming under the radar of the southern states. Affordable housing, an abundance of jobs on offer, and the climate are huge drawcards to people wanting to get out of the rat race.
There's no other place in Australia as wonderful as the Cairns region. We have the most stunning natural location.
In Melbourne, I was in a one-bedroom apartment overlooking a petrol station and with a main road. I could never go back to living in a city surrounded by built-up areas. I couldn't even see a tree from my window where I lived in Melbourne.
Natasha Murray is an engineer with the Cairns Regional Council, the Tropical North's largest employer with a staff of 1,350 people. Sick of living in a concrete jungle with traffic jams and pollution, she decided to move north.
Why just come here for a holiday? I mean, Cairns is everything that a city has. There's nothing really missing from Cairns, but there's just so much more.
Like fantastic education facilities, Far North Queensland has more than 200 facilities from primary schools and private colleges to a unique tertiary campus.
This is the only university campus I know of in the whole world. It's actually in the rainforest. It's adjacent to a World Heritage Area, so it's sort of recognised, if you like, internationally for its biological diversity and other values.
Professor Steve Turton's campus has grown from just 87 students 20 years ago to 3,500 today. All the traditional courses are on offer, but the university also specialises in critical environmental courses designed to address worldwide climate change and sustainability issues.
If we are to have a sustainable future, we really have to have graduates who understand all the principles of sustainability. So not just how the ecosystem functions, but how we can use the ecosystem for economic values.
On the medical front, Cairns boasts a private hospital and the public Cairns Base Hospital, which is undergoing a multi-million-dollar upgrade. It's looking for hundreds of health professionals to become part of the family and enjoy the lifestyle.
Come and join us up here because it is a fabulous place to work, fabulous people to work with, and there are many opportunities coming up here, and of course a lot of them who come up here for a short time end up staying.
The Cairns Base Hospital is not the only place in town to get redeveloped. Cranes dot the skyline, and vacant land is morphing into housing estates to cater for increased demand.
There's a wide range of housing available in the Cairns region, everything from acreages through to the quarter-acre block in the suburbs, and then there are units available for people who want to, perhaps baby boomers who have retired up here and don't want to be looking after backyards.
When we came here we expected to come in and sell around about 140 lots per year, and to date we've sold about 300 lots, and we're just in the process of constructing our around about our 500th lot.
For most of his working life, Adam Gowlett has been designing housing estates in Western Australia. He says high rental returns make Cairns a hotspot for investors, but also affordable for first home buyers trying to get into the market.
We've got completed house and land packages available in Cairns from around $300,000 through to multi-million-dollar properties. So, you know, there's literally something for everybody in Cairns.
Real estate is simply the best investment on the planet. It's a self-funded superannuation plan, the ski holiday waiting to happen.
Things are more affordable, like you can get that house that you want, which we didn't have the opportunity to in Melbourne.
Affordable housing and the lifestyle certainly lure people from the capital cities to Cairns. But they're not the only things on offer. This place is a hotspot of cultural activity, attracting people from all over the world.
We've got a performance area, we've got gallery areas, we've got amphitheatre, we have workshop areas. It's just beautiful, all in a rainforest setting.
The Tanks Arts Centre is a world first. These World War II containers were used to store fuel for the British and American ships when they came into dock. Now it's a place to showcase the amazing artistic talent of the tropical far north.
The actual environment actually attracts the creative people. We have an amazing artist community and we have massive workshops.
We are happy. I think we're happy. I certainly am happy.
Back in Cairns, there's sea and tree changes everywhere you look. But it's not just retirees who are choosing to call this place home. Susie and Dean Sampson decided to leave their hectic lifestyle behind in Brisbane whilst they were still young enough to enjoy it.
We thought we'll do it now while we are still young so we can enjoy it. I mean, we see lots of people coming through and they're maybe in their 60s or 70s trying to do a change of life, and we fell in love with the place and we thought, let's do it now. We're going to grab it, our dream, and run with it.
I had more time to do things that I want to do for myself, where in Brisbane it was just very, very busy.
Like others making the move, Susie and Dean found work the minute they arrived in the tropics. But unlike others, they came with unique cargo. Their adult children, their partners and their young grandson were also in on the act. Now they all live in the same house, a real-life Brady Bunch.
Here you go, Shane. Here you go, mate.
Oh, hi Shane, just in time for dinner. Just grab a beer, we won't be long. We tried to run away, but the family came with us. As soon as they found out we were moving, they were on the go with us and they didn't want to stay back in the city. You always dip out on the cutlery, Shane. That was me. You've got to be in there fast.
This is my immediate family and this is where we want to live. It's where we spend the rest of our lives.
When we return, more from the Mayor on what makes this place one to watch. And where else can you have a champagne lifestyle at a beer price?
The lifestyle here is great. Lots of outdoor activities. Young people come here, a lot of them, because of the adventure. If they don't want to go overseas, they come to Cairns because there are a lot of things to do: whitewater rafting, camping, adventure sports.
There's no doubt the Cairns secret is out, and over the next 20 years, another 120,000 people are forecast to call it home. In the past, it suffered from a perception that it was too far away. But now flights from capital cities can be quicker than getting to work in Sydney or Melbourne. And they won't burn a hole in your hip pocket.
Sometimes there's specials where it's only $100 to travel to Melbourne. And that's, you know, in Melbourne you can easily spend $100 on a night out.
Cairns, I guess, is one of the better connected regional centres in Australia because of the tourism industry and the fact that we have an international airport. Would give us an advantage over quite a few other centres. In fact, I think we even have more flights than Adelaide.
And that's a good thing because apart from tourists, regular flights are needed to carry a huge number of sporting teams to take on Cairns in serious competitions. Teams from the Australian football and rugby leagues are regular visitors, as too are international cricket players and national basketball stars. Locally, there's a huge array of sports on offer for all ages. Golf, soccer, tennis, swimming, the list goes on and on. Not to mention the Spring Racing Carnival, which showcases fashion and fillies. As an international tourist hotspot, Cairns doesn't disappoint when it comes to food. There's a huge array of cuisines to choose from some of the best chefs in Australia.
I would have thought that moving up here to the tropics was tantamount to career suicide, but it certainly hasn't been.
When Nick Holloway moved to Queensland's tropical north 4 years ago, he had no idea his new restaurant and its cutting-edge cooking could catapult him into Australia's gastronomic stratosphere.
Gourmet Traveller named us Regional Restaurant of the Year, which was huge, overwhelmingly fantastic. So how many have we got cooked for lunch, Nat?
I think 30 so far.
Fantastic. I would imagine it'll be a pretty busy day today with the races. It's been very easy for us to carve a niche for ourselves and stand out above the crowd.
The Cairns Regional Council is a keen supporter of new business and can provide useful information to anyone wanting to make the sea change tree change. Mayor Val Shear says everyone is welcome.
The region needs professional people like engineers, town planners. The region also needs people who are chefs, who are working in the hospitality industry, accountants. In almost every area there are vacancies in the businesses throughout the region.
I just think Cairns is all about lifestyle, and it really doesn't matter whether you've got $10 in the bank or 10 million. You know, the majority of people in Cairns are living in properties that have pools. It's just a totally different place to live. I mean, everyone seems to be happy.
The council is also extremely proud of the way it's been able to look after its community. Public facilities like the multi-million-dollar Esplanade Lagoon bring families together for water play all year round. Little kids and big kids splash side by side whilst their parents take in the breathtaking surrounds.
My kids get to have the same sort of experiences that we had growing up, which is fishing, going to the beach every day, hanging out, just feeling relaxed. There's a sort of certain sense of safety and the natural beauty. I mean, it's gorgeous. Look at a day like today.
Cairns is also an important food bowl for North Queensland. Sugarcane features heavily in the landscape, as too do orchards of tropical fruit. Much of this produce ends up at organic markets. In this climate, almost anything grows, including rare species of tropical plants.
I love it up here. I love the environment, I love the climate, I love the plants, I just love the laid-back life. It's beautiful.
The future for Cairns is looking rosy. Billions of dollars has been committed to infrastructure. Population growth will sustain the buoyant economy for the next 2 decades. Houses are affordable and industry is thriving. There's no sign that the bubble will burst.
If people wanted to come to Cairns to work for the Regional Council, there's lots of assistance available. That can be things from assistance with travel, relocation expenses.
This is home now. I used to live in the city. Just the impersonal side of the city is something that I don't think I could ever go back to. This is large enough for us to not miss out on anything, but small enough for us to have a real connection with our community.
So there's the tropical north as you've never seen it before. A great place to live and work away from the mortgage misery, unemployment and congestion of the big cities. A place where lifestyle is a huge priority, but also a place that nurtures its newcomers and has something for everyone.
Head to Tullamarine, get yourself a ticket, fly to Cairns, change your life.
No regrets. No regrets.